Hi there. This is a set of videos that I put together just for you. I look forward to reading your comments and receiving your suggestions on how to make these videos more enjoyable or ideas for specific content that you might have. Thanks for watching. Today, Porsches include a colorful bounty of cars, a few nice blue Porsches and a green one, also one with lavender interior, one with tartan, one with beige, a gray, a blue and black. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a midnight blue over cashmere beige 1995 911 Cabriolet with 63,000 miles sold for $65,000. A very nice, clean California cab. This was a fair sale on a 993 with Diegelborst interior. And ocean jade over a partial sea of gray 48,000 mile 1999 911 C4 Cabriolet sold for $28,250. Perhaps I should stick with the Wurst and call it Weisswurst. It does have smoked marker lights and a charcoal top. It's not white, but neither are the sausages. Ocean jade is not common. The options list on this 996 is huge. And liberties have been taken with the seat inserts. Tartan. Though not a high sale price, it was higher than I expected. This was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A repainted blue over tan 1974 911S Targa sold for $52,000. Originally copper brown, a nice color, this Targa appears to be Bahama blue, a nice color. This car may have been a fair sale. A Guards Red 21,000 mile 1988 944 Turbo sold for $51,000. This is an exceptionally clean car, and it pulled a fully loaded sale price. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a Porsche 911 G-Body Cabriolet hardtop sold for $7,500. This looks to be in nice condition, and these are not often seen. This was a fair price. A 40,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $182,000. Equipped with Rubicon gray interior. Interesting. This is a lavender or a purple or an orchid rather than gray. This 993 was well sold. A Cassis Red 1987 911 slant nose conversion sold for $85,000. I'm not a slant nose fan. I dislike the BBS wheels, and I don't like the burgundy interior. To me, this was well sold. A Maritime Blue 1992 Carrera RS with 93,000 kilometers was sold for $221,000. I love this car, and the seats are some of the best ever to grace the 911. The car's location in Stade, Switzerland hurt the bidding. The sale price today was fair, though, and I think it's more than a $250,000 car, and easily that if located in the U.S. 4 Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met today, February 1st. A Guards Red 32,000 mile 1990 911 C4 Coupe was bid to $91,500. An Arctic Silver over Stone Gray 2,800 mile 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet was bid to $120,000. A Grand Prix White 1991 911 C4 Leichtbau with 73 kilometers was bid to $501,000. A Sepia Brown 1971 911 T Coupe was bid to $81,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a few turbos, a Singer, and a Ferrari F430. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver over Black 47,000 mile 2002 911 Targa sold for $36,250. A decent car at a decent price. This was a fair sale. A Carrera White 18,000 mile 2004 911 Coupe sold for $57,500. A huge price for a 996. This car, very nice though it is not the one for me. White, no sunroof, and the interior is a bit peachy corally like a lipstick color. A basalt black 2009 911 Turbo Coupe with 83,000 miles sold for $76,000. Higher miles than typically seen on these turbos, this was a fair sale on a nice black and not so nice collection of yellows. Another collection of yellows inhabits our next car, this a midnight blue 26 years owned 1996 911 Coupe with 76,000 miles presented by a great seller that sold for $84,500. Mechanically, this car is top-notch. A few cosmetics could be improved, and that's why it's not a $100,000 car. This was a fair sale. With yellow. A white, 24 years owned, 1956 356A 1600 Coupe sold for $95,000. Fitted with a replacement engine, this was a fair sale. A speed yellow over black 3,800 mile 2004 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $95,000. Big bucks, but basically a new 996 and a car with yellow in the proper spot. No, not the gauges, not the console, on the outside. A light blue Rest of World 1980 930 Turbo Coupe with 73,000 miles presented by a good seller sold for $120,000. The proceeds of this sale will be donated to a charitable trust that the seller has established and is at least partially funding with car sales. Excellent. This turbo is a lovely blue, and it's complemented by the similarly lovely blue interior. I like it. Mostly, I like the intent of the seller. This was a fair sale on an uncommon color and a beautiful gift to the charitable trust. A Guards Red 1992 911 Turbo S2 with 51,000 miles sold for $235,000. Yellow. Offered on this platform in June of 2021 and bid to $191,000, 911 Turbo S2s were a run of 20 cars commissioned by Porsche and built by Ondial. I'll show more and talk about this well-sold car in today's short video. A midnight blue 1990 911 Coupe by Singer with 2,000 miles sold for $1,075,000. The Pikes Peak Commission, this is a whole lot of money for a 964. It is a cool looking car, as are all the Singers that I've ever been around. Is it a $1 million car? Today? Yes. I think the future may tell a different story. I wish the buyer the very best of good fortune. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a black 2001 911 with 121,000 miles sold for $17,996. A bargain price on a decent, not perfect, car. It needs an IMS check and perhaps a clutch, but then it should be ready for another 100,000 miles. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 2006 F430 6-speed conversion with 18,500 miles sold for $133,500. Recently advertised online at a price of $204,000, this was a bargain price for a car in this condition and with this conversion. And by the way, I normally give Ferraris a break on the yellow because they nearly all have black dashes. This, though, is not good. This was well purchased. On P-Car Market, an Arena Red 1999 Porsche 911 with 18,000 miles sold for $35,250. Arena Red is a rich, deep color. The gray evokes death. This was at the high end of fair. An enamel Porsche crest measuring 12 by 16 inches sold for $1,610. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include several 911s, a couple of GT3s, a 991, a 992, plus a couple of 308s on the Ferrari side. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver 2001 911 Coupe with 87,000 miles sold for $28,000. A solid car, very clean. If silver speaks to you, this was a nice car purchased at a fair price. Another Arctic Silver car, this a 2004 911 GT3 with 8,000 miles, presented by a good seller, sold for $175,000. Proceeds of this car are going to a charitable trust, like others we've had recently. This like-new car sold at a fair price. A sand beige 1967 911S Coupe presented by a great seller sold for $205,000. A beautiful car all around, numbers matching, restored by a legend in the UK. This is the 67S to have. This was well sold and sold to a buyer that years ago had sold his 67S. Nice. A speed yellow, 27,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo X50 sold for $120,000. To me, a fabulous car. This 996 Turbo is a fair value at this price. These shot through the trees stylistic photos make the yellow look a bit more pastel than speed, but no worries. A Guards Red over Luxor Beige 13,000 mile 2013 911S Cabriolet sold for $67,500. The beige is not great, and the red doesn't appear to be a good Guards. This 991 traded at a fair price. A Carrera White 2023 911 GTS Coupe with 13 miles sold for $165,000. Sticker on this 992 was $161,000. A surprising result, this was well purchased. On the Ferrari side, I missed a couple of cars the past few days. On February 1st, a primered 1970 Ferrari 365 GT 2+2 project car sold for $101,365. Originally burgundy, this will take lots of time and lots of effort and lots of money to make roadworthy. Not a project for the lighthearted or the light-walleted. This was well sold. Also on February 1st, a Rosso Corsa over black 308 GTS Quattro Vivale with 47,000 miles sold for $71,000. A decent car, well bought at this price, with room for some surprises. On February 2nd, another 308 QV, this a Rosso Corsa over 10, single-family owned 1984 with 36,000 miles, sold for $150,000. A fat price for a 308. This car has complete records and is in excellent condition. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a white 2008 Porsche 911 GT3 with 48,000 miles sold for $96,000. I don't like white cars, but this was a bargain at this price. It's had some body and paint work as it bumped a tire wall. Miles, accident, repaint, whatever. Bargain. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. One car was bid with its reserve not met today, February 3rd. On Cars and Bids, a 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo with 32,000 miles was bid to $48,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Hi there. Today's video is for February 4th and 5th. We have 911s from the 60s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a black 1996 911 C4S with 50,000 miles sold for $113,500. A U.S. car located in Canada with nice cloth Recaro replacement seats, this 993 was sold at a fair price, and this view does not get old. Yummy. Another C4, this an ocean blue over blue 2000 911 C4 Cabriolet with 75,000 miles, sold for $20,500. This was a bargain purchase in my colors. I'm envious. Another Cab 996, this a polar silver over blue 2002 911 Cabriolet with 69,000 miles, sold for $27,001. A nice car. This car is superior to the previous car as the IMS has been addressed, the seat construction and condition is better. Then there's the carbon fiber. Remove and replace. This was a fair sale. A black 35,000 mile 2001 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $64,911. A well-purchased 996 Turbo, this car is well-equipped and in nice condition. The excess lumber inside needs to go. A triple black 7,000 mile 2012 911 Cabriolet Black Edition sold for $75,000. Limited to 1,911 cars, Black Editions were options assemblies on base 997. Wheels, Bose sound, navigation, a different steering wheel. This is a fair price on a nearly new 911. A Grand Prix White 1988 911 Coupe with 73,000 miles sold for $93,000. A fair price on a nice 911. This one included an extra set of wheels, and these should be on the car at all times. A light ivory 1966 911 Coupe sold for $110,000. Dead trees. Not to my taste. This seems like it may have been a fair sale, but the interaction from the seller was scant. A chalk 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 259 miles sold for $263,000. Sticker on the car was $206,000. This was well sold. The red? Not for me. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a Lagoon Green 1987 911 with 276,000 miles sold for $59,000. A nice-looking car in an uncommon color with nice sports seats and no sunroof, a whole lot of miles, but in nice shape. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red Over Black 1988 911 with 83,000 miles sold for $57,000. Tarkas aren't usually my thing. These last two cars, as similar as they are yet as different as they are, compels a comparison. Which to choose? I'll take the Targa this time. What about you? Let me know in the comments. I'll show more and talk about both of these cars in today's short video. A Porsche 917 painting measuring 48 by 30 inches sold for $650. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 4th and 5th. A great-looking Platinum 9,000-mile 1983 911 SC Coupe was bid to $101,983. A Guards Red Over Black 2019 718 Boxster GTS with 5,000 miles was bid to $65,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, cars from February 6th and 7th. For Porsches, how about 11 911s and more? On the Ferrari side, a LaFerrari model. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Maraschino Red Metallic 1987 944 Turbo with 150,000 miles sold for $14,500. I owned a 944S in this color, and this is not representative of the color. This car's exterior looks tired and ill-kept. This was likely a fair sale. An Atlas Gray Over Black 2007 Boxster with 82,000 miles sold for $17,000. A fantastic car for this price. This was well purchased. An Irish Green 1970 911T project car sold for $39,441. There is much work to do here. The degree to which the buyer will finish this or will not finish it will in many ways determine the value of this sale. To me, it was well sold. An Arctic Silver Over Black 46,000 mile 2006 911S Cabriolet sold for $45,000. These wheels, included with the sale, should be mounted and the black spats need to go. This was a fair sale. Another 2006 911S cab, this a triple black 35,000 mile example, sold for $42,500. This car needs tires, and the lobster fork wheels, which some mistakenly call lobster claw, should be swapped for Carrera 3 wheels. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red 1986 911 with 121,000 miles sold for $50,000. The champagne interior, yellow, seems a bit unclean or worn. Otherwise, this was a fair sale. Another Guards Red 911, this a 2006 C4S with 71,000 miles sold for $55,000. This looks to be a great 997 and the sale price was fair. Another C4S, this a 2012 black over Carrera Red Cabriolet with 36,000 miles sold for $73,500. Bricky red. Not a fan of the interior. Regardless, this was a fair sale on a very clean 997.2. A Grand Prix White Euro 1979 911 SC Coupe with 45,000 miles sold for $59,000. Based on condition and mileage, this was a bargain price. A Carrera White 26,000 mile 2018 911 T sold for $92,500. A very clean car with seats very similar to the SC, this 991.2 was a fair sale on a nice option package T. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A black over red 1.9-liter powered 1961 356B 1600S Roadster sold for $181,000. This appears to be a solid car. This 356 was a fair sale despite not being in pristine condition. One comment suggested that the body was, quote, scuffed up enough that you could really enjoy it. True dat. A Carrera White 4,200 mile 2018 911 GT3 sold for $181,000. Just a tick over the sticker price of $178,620. This GT3 was an attractive sale price if the reported sale price is real. Some behind-the-scenes work was required to conclude the sale, as there was a site outage during the final hour that caused some bids to be recognized, others ignored. Squirrely. On the Ferrari side, a LaFerrari scale model measuring approximately 28 by 12 inches sold for $14,000. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a modified racing yellow 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 with 34,000 miles sold for $149,474. The mods and an accident limited interest and bidding on this 991 GT3. The blacked out wheels didn't help. On P-Car Market, a Guards Red 9,000 mile 2008 Porsche 911 C4 sold for $54,000. A like-new car, this is another terrific 997 bargain. Another like-new car, this a 5,000 mile 2021 Aventurine Green over Luxor Beige Boxster GTS sold for $96,000. Sticker price was $107,000. This was a fair sale. A Summer Yellow 1976 914 2.0 sold for $25,000. With receipts totaling $30,000, this was a good purchase, perhaps not a good sale. A Scarlet Red 1975 914 1.8 sold for $17,450. It seems to be a fair sale. A black 21,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo X50 sold for $95,000. A decent car, this was sold due to the owner's sudden poor health. Best wishes to him and to the buyer on a fair purchase. A jet black 2015 911 C4S with 26,000 miles sold for $80,500. Sticker on this car was $134,000. This nice level of depreciation made for a fair sale price today. A Guards Red 986 Boxster hardtop sold for $1,800. This was a fair sale price. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 6th and 7th. A black 49,000 mile 1996 911 C4S from a great seller was bid to $134,993. A Rosso Corsa over tan, 14,000 mile, 1990 Ferrari 348 TS was bid to $82,000. A Rosso Corsa 26,000 mile Euro 1999 Ferrari 360 Modena was bid to $122,000. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray over Black 2004 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 43,000 miles was bid to $49,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, too many Porsches to mention. Let's get right to it. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a repainted Saturn Yellow over Black 2.3-liter powered 1972 914 sold for $22,000. Originally blue, then white, this bored-out engine car was likely a fair sale. An Arctic Silver over Boxster Red 45,000-mile 1998 Boxster sold for $24,986. Sold with the hardtop, this was a nice car and sold at a full price. Another Arctic Silver car, this a 2000 911 with 71,000 miles, sold for $32,500. Posing as a wannabe GT3, complete with rear badge and door sill plates, this plain old 911 with a wing was well sold. A modified Gulf-style vinyl wrap 1982 928 sold for $29,200. To me, this is a mess. But I suppose you could toss 30 grand at a car and come away with less. This was well sold. A black 28,000-mile 2005 911S Coupe sold for $51,997. Equipped with different wheels and coilover suspension, this is a nice car. Just too expensive. A midnight blue over a sea of gray 47,000-mile 2003 911 C4 Cabriolet sold for $33,000. My kind of seller. Photos with the top down and the cars in the snow. This was a 996 well purchased. Another blue 911, this a Rest of World 1979 911 SC Coupe project car sold for $37,250. Lots of questions. Little history. Originally oak green, backyard welded on flares, jacked up suspension, leaking fuel tank, something leaking from the valve covers, well sold. Another SC, this a nice looking Guards Red 1982 911 SC Targa with 82,000 miles, sold for $46,200. This is a great 10-footer, shiny, and it definitely still turns heads. Closer inspection reveals some paint issues and wear as expected. A decent car at a decent price. Another Targa, this a black over champagne 1987 with 117,000 miles, sold for $52,500. This is an above-average 3.2 Targa that sold at an average price. An Arctic Silver modified 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 sold for $77,000. Upgraded suspension, exhaust, seats, stereo, clutch, pinned coolant pipes, all nice pieces. This was a fair price on a well-equipped 996 Turbo. A Tangerine 1970 911T Coupe sold for $61,000. This is a rather original 911T. Cracks here and there, rust here and there, drivable still. For the right person, this was a fair sale. An Aventurine Green 1996 911 C4 with 81,000 miles sold for $79,500. Custom exhaust, shocks, and springs were added to this 993, and it sits with a purposeful stance. This was a fair sale. Another Aventurine Green car, this a 2022 911 GTS Coupe with 1,300 miles, sold for $153,500. Sticker on the car was $148,000. Given the supply chain issues, this was probably a fair sale, but it's overpriced. Next, another 993 with a few more mods. This a black 1997 with 78,000 miles, sold for $95,500. Upgrades here include tunable engine mounts, custom engine tune, exhaust and muffler, 911 RS spec flywheel and transmission mounts, and more. The original wheels are also included. This was a fair sale on a nicely tuned 993. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. A white, modified 1968 912 fitted with a 2.7-liter 6 sold for $118,000. Not your everyday 912, this was designed to emulate the 911 TR. Lots of work went on here, and it seems like it was quality work. This seems also a fair sale. A repainted Saturn Yellow 1974 911 Carrera sold for $101,000. Repainted from light yellow, a very slight difference in color, and now sporting sports seats, this Carrera was a fair sale, edging into bargain territory. A black 1984 911 Safari presented by a great seller sold for $150,000. Bid to $142,000 in December, this nicely prepared Safari was a fair sale. A European Viola 1993 911 40th Anniversary Edition with 111,000 kilometers sold for $216,000. Probably a fair sale. Too little data to pin it down, really. I'll show more and talk about this purple plum in today's short video. An Adriatic Blue modified 1977 911S Coupe 3-liter sold for $254,000. This extensively modified car deserves its own short, and tomorrow I'll present that. Today I'll suggest that this was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1992 911 Carrera RS with 58,000 kilometers sold for $290,000. Initially delivered to Japan, this RS is in excellent shape, and it was a fair sale today. And look at those seats. A double-sided Porsche Audi dealer sign measuring 96 by 48 inches sold for $4,500. It's a sign. Well sold. On Cars and Bids, a seal gray over black 8,000-mile 2002 911 Cabriolet sold for $38,000. This lovely 996 is in light new condition, and this was a fair sale. On P-Car Market, a lapis blue over a sea of gray 2002 Boxster S with 64,000 miles sold for $12,250. A steal at this price. I am envious of the buyer. Very, very well purchased. A Grand Prix white over black 1986 911 Cabriolet with 117,000 miles sold for $53,550. A rust-free, drip-free 3.2, if it is indeed as described, this was well purchased at this price. A silver 43,000-mile 1987 911 Turbo sold for $131,000. A beautiful car, this was a fair sale. A Guards Red 52,000-mile 2003 911 C4S sold for $39,250. A better than fair price for an above-average 996. Very nice. Another Guards Red car, this a 1985 928S with 66,000 miles, sold for $30,999. An extremely clean 928. This seems like it was at least a fair sale. A painting depicting a newish 911 Targa measuring 30 by 48 inches sold for $800. It's an artwork. It was a fair sale. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 8th through 10th. A red 1985 911 Turbo with a slant nose conversion with 57,000 miles was bid to $69,000. Nice seats. A Maritime Blue 2019 911 Speedster with 352 miles, presented by a great seller, was bid to $367,500. An honorary mention, as this next car is a PDK, another Speedster presented by the same seller from, I'm sure, the same client, is a Pure Blue 2011 model with 376 miles, was bid to $350,000. Not sure what they're seeking on these two. I'd say the bids should have been accepted. A 2-layer black 1989 911 Turbo S, one of 10, subsequently modified by Roof, with 68,000 kilometers was bid to $355,000. Look at those seats. A speed yellow 16,000 mile 1996 911 Turbo was bid to $252,000. Yellow over blue. Nice. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include GT3, Turbo, Turbo S, and anniversary model, and a Ferrari 328. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Seal Gray over Blue 2001 Boxster S with 80,000 miles sold for $22,750. A great looking car. This 986 was a fair sale. An Arctic Silver 1999 911 with 70,000 miles sold for $28,750. Sold with an extra set of wheels, this was at the upper end of fair. A Guards Red modified 1996 911 Coupe with 49,000 miles sold for $86,000. This is a bit much. Not the price, just the build. This was likely a fair sale. A black 44,000 mile 2004 911 GT3 sold for $93,000. A very clean, good-looking GT3. This was a fair sale. Now we're talking. A Minerva Blue 1979 930 Turbo Coupe with 82,000 miles sold for $142,000. What a cool color for a 930, even with the corky confines of the interior. Nice. This was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1994 911 Turbo S 3.6 X83 flat bow with 75,000 miles sold for $505,000. Listed and unsold in June 2021 when bid to $430,000, this is one of 10 produced for the Japanese market. It's like new. It's rare. I just don't like flat noses. This was well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa 1986 328 GTS with 43,000 miles sold for $115,000. A decent car, about due for service. This sale was a bit on the high side. One Ferrari was bid on Bring a Trailer with its reserve not met. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1996 F355 GTS with 86,000 kilometers was bid to $137,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 3.2, a 964, a 993, a 996, and a 997. On the Ferrari side, a 348 and a Mondial T cab. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver over Black 2005 911 S Cabriolet sold for $35,250. Now, this is what a 997 should sell for, and today it was well purchased. A Vesuvio 1999 911 with 52,000 miles sold for $39,077. A very high price for a 996. This one is fitted with several roof body pieces. This was well sold. A Guards Red 1989 911 Coupe with 54,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $96,500. The exterior of this car looks great. You know what's coming. The interior? Cashmere beige. Yellow. This was well sold. Speaking of yellow, a Speed Yellow modified 2002 911 Turbo Coupe X50 with 27,000 miles sold for $79,000. Modified? Yes. Tachified? Yes, and this made this 996 Turbo a better than fair sale, well purchased. A Polar Silver Rest of World 1996 911 Turbo X50 with 68,000 kilometers sold for $193,000. Look at that blue. This seems to have been a fair sale. Another Rest of World car, this a Guards Red 1993 911 wide-body Speedster with 84,000 kilometers sold for $230,000. Apparently, Porsche built 15 works turbo look speedsters, of which this car is not. It was delivered as a narrow body speedster and converted to a wide body. Still nice and interesting, well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 1990 Mondial T Cabriolet with 9,000 miles sold for $133,000. With $37,000 in maintenance and service the past 2 years, this was very well sold and near the top of the world Mondial result. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1991 348 TS with 12,000 kilometers sold for $95,000. A very nice looking car, but no top-off photos. Also, with no indication otherwise, it's due for a service, and that means engine out and $5,000 or more. Still, a fair sale on this low-mileage example. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a white modified 1969 Porsche 911 RSR style race car sold for $70,000. Imported from Canada several years ago, apparently it was purchased and not driven. This was likely a fair sale. A double-sided, illuminated Ferrari dealership sign measuring 32 inches in diameter sold for $2,200. It's a sign. Well sold. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, February 13th. A very green 1979 Porsche 911 IROC Tribute was bid to $75,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a couple of turbos, a speedster, and more, plus a Ferrari 328. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a midnight blue 2004 911 Coupe with 111,000 miles sold for $26,750. Not a bad car, just yellow. This was a fair sale. A Seal Gray 2006 Cayman S with 65,000 miles sold for $33,500. A big price for this Cayman. This was well sold. A silver 1982 911 SC with 188,000 miles presented by another great seller sold for $49,000. Lots of miles, adequately maintained, and a little high. This was well sold. A Meteor Gray 30,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $101,250. This sale is about right, a fair sale. A white over black 3,100 mile 2019 911 Speedster sold for $325,000. Sticker on this was $292,000, so not out of the current fair range, just overpriced to me. On the Ferrari side, a triple Nero 1988 328 GTS with 38,000 miles sold for $90,000. This seems to have been a fair sale on a better-than-average 328. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a crystal green 1985 and a half Porsche 944 with 38,000 miles sold for $19,450. A fair sale price on an uncommon color. I like this. A speed yellow over black 2001 Boxster with 100,000 miles sold for $10,500. A bargain at this price, probably able to be flipped in a few months for $15,000. On P-Car Market, a blue 1966 912 Coupe race car, sorta, sold for $13,200. To me, this car is full of opportunities. This was well sold. A black 1994 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.6 with 66,000 miles sold for $301,000. Acquired at Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale last week for $286,000, this was not a great outcome for the seller. The sale price was fair. A handful of cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, February 15th. A black 39,000-mile 2005 911 C4S Coupe was bid to $38,569. An unrestored silver 1957 356A Coupe presented by a great seller was bid to $135,000. A seal gray over black 26,000-mile 2005 911 Turbo S Cabriolet was bid to $59,000. A silver rose 1988 944 Turbo S with 60,000 miles was bid to $23,952. A Gaio Modena 2001 Euro Ferrari 360 Spider with 14,000 kilometers was bid to $111,000. On Cars and Bids, a black vinyl wrapped Porsche Carrera GT with 8,000 miles was bid to $600,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, 8 911s and a pair of Boxsters, a Cayman, and a couple of Italians won an F430. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a triple black 1999 911 Cabriolet with 100,000 miles sold for $21,450. A very clean 996. This was well purchased. A Meteor Gray over Gray 22,000-mile 2008 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $65,000. A 997 with lobster forks and a big price tag. This was well sold. A black 18,000-mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $89,000. This was a well-sold 996, top of market. A silver over blue 1987 911 Targa with 51,000 miles sold for $93,000. An honest Targa in a great color combination. This was beyond fair. Well sold. A marine blue Rest of World 1990 911 C4 Coupe with 69,000 kilometers presented by a great seller sold for $111,111. Increasingly uncommon, these are nice cars. I think this was just a little beyond fair. A chalk over black 2020 Boxster Spider with 4,800 miles sold for $121,000. Sticker on this was $134,000. This was well sold, but probably at about market price. A Venetian Blue 25,000-mile 1987 911 Turbo Coupe M505 Slant Nose sold for $215,000. I don't really take to the flat noses. This seems like it was a fair result. On the Italian side, an illuminated single-sided Ferrari Dino sign measuring 20 by 15 inches sold for $6,500. It's a sign. Well sold. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a triple black 2006 Porsche Boxster with 64,000 miles sold for $17,000. Another convertible well purchased in winter. This was a more than decent 987. A Grigio Titanio Ferrari F430 Berlinetta 6-speed conversion with 27,000 miles sold for $122,000. I like this car, and it was a fair sale today. On P-Car Market, a black 2005 911S with 161,000 miles sold for $32,500. This 997 sold on the high side given the mileage. A Vesuvio 2000 911 C4 Millennium Edition with 47,000 miles sold for $32,500. A limited edition infrequently encountered exterior color with an all brown field of sorghum inside. I'll compare these last two cars in today's short video. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, February 16th. A Speed Yellow 32,000-mile 2006 Cayman S was bid to $31,750. An Anthracite Brown 9,000-mile 2013 911 S Coupe was bid to $83,500. Although listed on the site as sold, The comments state that the seller decided not to accept the high bid. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 911s, turbos, a Sport Classic, and a Ferrari 348. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a modified 911 twin-plug 2.8-liter engine sold for $32,500. A dyno run measured output at 253 horsepower, and I think this was a fair sale. A Midnight Blue modified 2008 Cayman S 3.8-liter with 38,000 miles sold for $39,750. Bored out and with an added limited slip differential, coilover suspension, new sway bars and end links, big Brembo brakes, and more, this car was well purchased. A Carrera White 2007 911 GT3 with 74,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $121,000. Sold on this platform in October 2021 for $114,000 when it had 71,000 miles. Today's sale was fair. A Grand Prix White modified 1974 911 Carrera Coupe 2.7-liter sold for $162,000. Twice sold on this platform before this sale, in 2020 for $155,000 and in 2022 for $146,000. Today's sale seems fair. A black 1996 911 Turbo with 55,000 miles sold for $203,000. $200,000 is a lot of money. For this car, it's possible that it may not drop below this price in the future. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red Rest of World 1993 911 Turbo 3.6-liter with 67,000 kilometers sold for $302,000. $300,000 is a lot of money. In a few of the photos, the Guards Red looks a bit pink. The other day, we had a black 3.6 on P-Car Market, and it brought $301,000. I think these are two great data points. This was a fair sale. A few days ago, I missed the sale. A black and orange 2010 Cayenne S Trans-Siberia with 133,000 kilometers sold for $70,500. A Canadian market example, I think this was well sold. Others say it was fair. It's too much. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 1994 348 Spider with 53,000 miles sold for $64,000. A little higher on miles than most, this 348 was still a fair sale. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a black over an angry sea of gray 2003 Porsche Boxster with 108,000 miles sold for $9,111. Another bargain winter sale convertible and a nice 986.2. An Arctic Silver 2008 Cayman with 100,000 miles sold for $21,250. This was a fair sale price on an above-average car that's had its transmission and headers recently replaced. A Seal Gray over Black 68,000-mile 2003 911 Cabriolet sold for $24,750. A nice 911, this was also a fair sale. On P-Car Market, a Guards Red over Cashmere and Black 1990 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 104,000 miles sold for $45,000. This is the way to inexpensively buy a 964. Buy a cab, especially in winter. This car also needs attention in the dash area, and the interior wouldn't be among my first half dozen choices. This was well purchased. A Sport Classic Gray 2011 911 Sport Classic with 386 miles sold for $611,250. One of 250 Sport Classics, this was a huge sale price. Very well sold. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A painting of a Porsche 911 GT3 measuring 33 by 50 inches sold for $1,510. It's an artwork. It was a fair sale. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a 914, a couple of engines, 911s in E, S, SC, and 993 versions, a 968, and my weekly preview of upcoming sales. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a 1974 911 2.7-liter engine sold for $68.99. This was likely a fair sale. A 1969 911E engine sold for $10,250. This purchase was a gamble. It was listed as running before being removed 15 years ago. This was perhaps fair. A slate gray over black 1994 968 Cabriolet with 58,000 miles sold for $18,000. This needs a bit of maintenance and a set of tires, but it was a well-purchased 968. A Tangerine GT-style flat 6 powered 1976 914 sold for $40,000. An interesting car, this seems like a fair sale. A beige over beige 1981 911 SC Targa with 121,000 miles sold for $41,750. A car with a number of opportunities, this too was a fair sale. A red 1960 356B Coupe sold for $63,356. Another car with many items to rectify, this may have been a fair sale. A repainted red 1973 911S Targa project car sold for $61,500. Originally silver, this is trouble, and I would suggest well sold. A Grand Prix white 39 years owned 1978 911 SC with 41,000 miles sold for $88,500. Low miles, full history, good condition, and worth the sale price. This was a fair sale. A midnight blue 1996 911 C4S with 55,000 miles sold for $130,000. A nice car overall, and the price wasn't too high, just a little over fair. On the Ferrari side, an illuminated single-sided sales and service sign measuring 26 by 8 inches sold for $3,600. It's a sign. Well sold. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a chalk 1977 Porsche 911S IROC Tribute sold for $175,000. A nice build using quality components, weighing 2,200 pounds and producing 350 horsepower, high performance is assured, and this was likely not a fair sale as there was only one bidder. An illuminated single-sided Porsche sign measuring 12 feet by 9 inches located in England sold for $4,100. It's a sign. Well sold. The following cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met, February 18th and 19th. An Atlas Gray 2007 Cayman S with 91,000 miles was bid to $19,000. A repainted Tangerine 1967 912 soft window Targa was bid to $58,000. A Biarritz white 10,000 mile 2001 Boxster S was bid to $22,750. A Burgundy 3.2-liter powered 1971 911E Targa was bid to $90,000. On the Ferrari side, a red over beige 27 years owned 1982 308 GTS-I was bid to $60,000. And now in upcoming sales, a carmine red 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 has a current bid of $163,000. A GT Silver over Blue 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet has a current bid of $23,000. A Diamond Blue over Silver Blue 1988 911 Targa Commemorative Edition has a current bid of $80,000. A Slate Gray over Ascot Brown and Black 2022 Boxster Spider Triple Lot Package has a current bid of $150,982. A Lagoon Green 1987 911 Coupe has a current bid of $40,000. A Guards Red over Black and Gray 1994 911 Speedster has a current bid of $113,000. A white 2002 911 GT2 track car has a current bid of $41,996. An Oslo Blue over Red 1955 356 Pre-A Speedster has a current bid of $210,000. A black 6,000-mile 1991 Ferrari Testarossa has a current bid of $150,000. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1989 Ferrari Testarossa has a current bid of $215,000. A Burgundy 1966 Ferrari 330 GT 2+2 Series 2 has a current bid of $189,000. On P-Car Market, a 2022 911 GT3 Touring has a current price of $225,750. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches range from 356 project cars to 997s, and Ferraris include a 348 and a brace of four-seaters, Mondial 456 and 612. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a matte black 1970 914 sold for $12,550. The matte finish does not do this car any favors. Despite this, at this price it was likely fair. A primer gray, 23 years owned, 1957 356A 1600 Coupe project car sold for $46,000. Lots and lots and lots of work will be required here. The potential upside is over $200,000 if the finish line is approached. Best of luck. This seems like a huge challenge. This was well sold. A Grand Prix White, modified, 1987 911 Coupe with 111,000 miles sold for $63,500. This appears to be a lot of car for the money. The welded flares look okay, but could be improved without venting front and rear, in my opinion. This was a fair sale. A speed yellow Canadian market 52,000 kilometer 2004 911 Coupe sold for $37,500. A very clean 996. This was sold just above fair. Well sold. A repainted Viper Green modified 1977 911S twin plug 3.2 liter sold for $115,930. Originally silver, to many this car looks good. It seems to have had a rough life, but now attracts many admirers. This was well sold. An Atlas Gray over Black and Blue modified 33,000-mile 2004 911 Cabriolet sold for $34,587. In addition to the seat mods, carbon fiber has been added. 2 strikes. And stripes. This was well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 37,000-mile 1989 348 TS sold for $82,848. A well-loved and maintained 348, this was a fair sale. Another Rosso Corsa over beige 1989 Mondial T Cabriolet with 38,000 miles sold for $49,250. The photography of this car makes the car look much darker red in most photos. Regardless, this was a fair sale. An Argento Nürburgring 45,000-mile 2005 612 Scaglietti sold for $165,000. Another car with lots of inherent value, this was well purchased. A murdered out Nero 43,000-mile 1995 456 GT sold for $65,500. Much more pleasant looking on the inside, this sale price was a bargain, but there is a set of work due. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. On P-Car Market, a nice seal gray 42,000-mile 2005 Porsche 911 sold for $45,000. This cocoa interior is often polarizing. It looks like it might be okay, but my time with this color has been limited. I'm not sure if it would feel like it's too much, maybe. Regardless, this was close enough to fair to call it so. A cobalt blue over stone gray, 34,000 mile, 2006 Boxster S sold for $26,500. Forked up wheels and a rocky gray interior still don't detract from the wonderful cobalt blue. This was well purchased. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356 and a handful of 911s, including 2 turbos and a Ferrari F355. Hi there. Today on Bring a Trailer, a Guards Red 1987 911 Coupe with 135,000 miles sold for $81,000. Not a great Guards Red. Otherwise, this is a clean car. This was well sold. A Seal Gray 46,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 with 46,000 miles sold for $87,000. Another nice looking gray. This is getting a bit on the high side for a 996 Turbo, and it was well sold. A red 1955 Porsche showroom banner measuring roughly 13 by 5 feet sold for $27,356. Made by the same company previously supplying the National Socialists, this 68-year-old item was sent to a dealer that, upon arrival, put it in storage and never displayed it. This new old stock banner was well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Grigio Titanio Euro 1997 F355 Berlinetta with 82,000 kilometers sold for $147,000. A big price for a higher mileage Ferrari with some paintwork and due for service. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a white 2018 Porsche Cayman S with 8,000 miles sold for $60,555. This 718 was well sold. On P-Car Market, a silver over black modified 1973 914 2.3 liter sold for $30,500. Big dollars, and another car well sold. A GT Silver 49,000 mile 2004 911 40th Anniversary Edition sold for $41,500. A fair sale price. This auction was messy with IMS comments. A wine red 1982 911 SC with 123,000 miles sold for $47,000. A car with some nagging maintenance issues that may or may not have been resolved. This was perhaps a fair sale. A Speed Yellow 28,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo sold for $106,997. A nice low mileage 997 Turbo that sold with a Speed Yellow Premium. Very cool. A black and red modified 1964 356C sold for $125,000. My guess is that this was not a fair sale, as there was just a single bid. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, February 21st, and ice gray over black 2023 911 Targa 4 GTS with 244 miles was bid to $205,000. Sticker was $190,280. Blame it on the goofy red roof and greed. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include some 911s, some turbos, a GT3, and a Ferrari 328. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a red, modified, Subaru-powered 1973 914 project car sold for $10,000. Yesterday we had a black 914 that sold for about this price with the proper engine. Today's car, not attractive even as a project, was well sold. A stone gray 1986 944 sold for $10,100. This paint doesn't pop. The car is equipped with sports seats that need recovering, and it's probably still possible to make this into a nice car and stay within the fair value range. An Arctic Silver 2004 911 Coupe with 52,000 miles sold for $34,250. The interior is a sea of gray, yet this is a clean car that was well sold. Another Arctic Silver 911, this a 2007 with 59,000 miles, sold for $37,000. This is an appropriately priced 997, yet it comes across as a bargain relative to other recent sales. A repainted gold 1982 911 SC Coupe with 123,000 miles sold for $43,000. Originally platinum, this 911 was recently listed in another marketplace for $60,000. Today's price seems fair. A black 13,000-mile 2004 911 C4S Coupe sold for $50,500. A very low mileage, desirable car. This was a justifiably high price and a fair sale. A seal gray 2003 911 Turbo Coupe with 117,000 miles sold for $54,996. Although high on miles, this Turbo is very nice, and I think the sale price is a bargain. A Carmine Red 2018 911 GT3 with 11,000 miles sold for $171,000. Sticker on this car was $171,000. That's a sweet deal for the seller. Buy the car, drive it a couple thousand miles a year, and 5 years down the road, sell it for the same price that you paid. I'd sign up for that anytime. Well sold. A black over gray 1989 911 Cabriolet with 44,000 miles sold for $59,000. I like this, and the buyer received a bargain price. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over Crema 1989 328 GTS with 45,000 kilometers sold for $110,000. Another clean car, this may not have sold. The seller seems to have had second thoughts once the bidding reserve price was met. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a Guards Red 1987 Porsche 911 Turbo Slant Nose M505 with 114,000 miles sold for $90,250. All in all, probably a fair sale, but the pre-sale prep was non-existent. Look at these seats. A Grand Prix White 27,000-mile Rest of World 1992 911 Turbo located in Switzerland sold for $206,000. Look at those seats. Porsche script inserts. This 964 was well sold. An illuminated single-sided roof sign measuring 8 by 4 feet sold for $4,500. It's a sign. Well sold. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, February 22nd. A black 1992 Porsche 911 Carrera RS with 25,000 kilometers was bid to $350,000. Look! That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches range from a 356 Roadster to a 2022 Spider, and a 328 GTS on the Ferrari side. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver 29,000 mile 2008 Cayman S sold for $36,900. A sale just on the high side of fair, this was well sold. A black 50,000 mile 2003 911 C4S Coupe sold for $42,250. C4Ss are some of my favorites. This was a fair sale on a clean car. A great-looking GT Silver over Blue 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 89,000 miles sold for $64,000. Perhaps the combination of relatively high mileage and an accident spooked bidders, this was well purchased. Speaking of well purchased, an Arctic Silver 2004 911 GT3 with 70,000 miles sold for $88,996. Again, high mileage may have limited bidding on this, and as such, it was well purchased. A black 23,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $87,500. While the sale price is high for a 996 Turbo, this low mileage example was a fair sale. A diamond blue over silver blue 1988 911 Targa commemorative edition with 39,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $120,000. I like this color combination, celebrating the production of the 250,000th 911. This car was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about the car in today's short video. A ruby red over black 1960 356B Roadster sold for $135,000. Assuming all is mostly as represented by the seller, this appears to have been a bargain price. A slate gray over ascot brown 2022 Boxster Spider triple lot package with 5,000 miles sold for $200,000. Sticker on this 718 was $174,000. This interesting car was well sold. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On P-Car Market, a modified 45,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo X50 sold for $65,750. Lots of performance-oriented upgrades have been made to this car. Suspension, engine, transmission, brakes, lots. This was a fair sale. A Nero over Nero 1987 Ferrari 328 GTS with 66,000 miles sold for $65,000. This above-average car was well purchased. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, February 23rd. A Bahia Red 1970 Porsche 911S Targa was bid to $134,000. A Nero 6,000 mile 1991 Ferrari Testarossa was bid to $155,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, a small group of Porsches only, a 912, 911s, a Turbo, a Boxster, and a Cayman. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a triple black 1999 Boxster with 54,000 miles sold for $13,000. Very much a bargain. This is a decent 986. A repainted white 1976 912E with 143,000 miles sold for $40,000. Originally green, this was a fair sale. Speaking of green, an aventurine green Euro 1995 911 Coupe with 129,000 kilometers sold for $95,000. A clean 993, this was also a fair sale. A black 22,000 mile 2008 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $128,000. Another nice car. This was well sold. On P-Car Market, a black 24,000 mile 2018 Cayman S sold for $58,263. Likely stickered in the 70s, this also was well sold. A Porsche 917 painting measuring 50 by 33 inches sold for $1,000. It's an artwork, and the seller promised a portion of the proceeds will benefit earthquake victims in Syria, Turkey. This was a fair sale. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, February 24th. A graphics-laden 1987 911 Coupe art car by Marcel Barbeau was bid to $42,000. This car sold last July for $86,000, and I called it very well sold. As it turns out, that buyer reneged on the sale. A triple black 16,000 mile 2001 911 Cabriolet was bid to $32,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a Speedster, a GT2, a 992, and on the Ferrari side, a 348 Spider. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Lagoon Green 1987 911 Coupe with 102,000 miles sold for $63,500. The linen interior is a bit light, but this was a good value on a 3.2 coupe. A night blue 15,000-mile 2021 911S coupe sold for $124,000. Sticker on the car was $138,000. I'd call this a fair sale. A repainted, white, modified 2002 911 GT2 track car with GT3 RSR composite panels sold for $125,000. Originally Arctic Silver, this is a 900 horsepower monster, and it sold at a fair price. A Polar Silver, one owner, 1996 911 C4S with 54,000 miles sold for $164,993. A fat sale price for this car, very clean and very well sold. A Guards Red 1994 911 Speedster with 36,000 miles sold for $185,000. A bit of an overdose in red, this Speedster was sold with the last bid $49,000 higher than the previous bid. I'd call that a knockout. An illuminated, single-sided individual letter Porsche sign measuring 38 feet by 2 feet sold for $22,911. It's a big sign. Well sold. On the Ferrari side, an Azzurro Hyperion over blue 27,000-mile 1994 348 Spyder sold for $91,864. An extremely uncommon color on this chassis. 2 came to the US, 4 were produced worldwide. This was a strong but fair sale on a solid car. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, February 25th. A Guards Red 1978 911 SC with 54,000 miles was bid to $45,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a couple of Targas, a turbo slant nose, and on the Ferrari side, a pair of 348s. Hi there. Porsche sold on Bring a Trailer today include a Guards Red over Black 2003 Boxster S with 92,000 miles that sold for $16,500. An absolute bargain price. This was a good-looking 986. A 1961 Porsche Junior 108 diesel tractor sold for $26,250. Nice driving video on this one. It was likely a fair sale. A gorgeous petrol blue over black 1980 911 SC Targa with 89,000 miles sold for $72,911. Not a perfect car, but seemingly perfect paint. This was a fair sale price, made a bargain by the color. Another lovely blue 911 Targa, this a Venetian blue over blue 1987 with 40,000 miles presented by a great seller, sold for $120,000. Outside the ballpark I would call fair, this was well sold. I'll show more and talk about these blue beauties in today's short video. A silver 1987 911 Turbo Coupe M505 slant nose with 45,000 miles sold for $235,000. Silver isn't my favorite. Slant noses aren't my favorite either. However, this was a fair sale price. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over tan Euro 12,000 kilometer 1992 348 TS sold for $97,000. A low mileage import, this was a fair sale. An illuminated single-sided Ferrari sign measuring approximately 2 by 13 feet sold for $27,000. It's a sign. Well sold. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, another open-top Ferrari 348, this a Rosso Corsa over beige 1994 Spyder with 75,000 miles sold for $64,348. Due for a service, this is still a fair value on a driver Spyder. On PCAR Market, a black 1996 Porsche 911 C4S Aero Kit with 83,000 miles sold for $88,559. Whew. To me, that negative script needs to go. Otherwise, this is an attractive car, fairly sold today. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met February 26th or 27th, and Arena Red 1997 911 Coupe with 6,000 miles was bid to $126,000. Two Ferraris did not meet reserve. A Burgundy 1966 330 GT 2+2 Series 2 was bid to $265,000. A Rosso Corsa 1989 Ferrari Testarossa with 204 kilometers was bid to $294,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.